Hi, everyone. Welcome to the new episode of Yotewo podcast. And today we have our new guest, Dmitrii from Seamflow.
Yeah.
Dmitrii, thanks so much for coming and joining as a guest. It's good to meet in person and have a chat.
Yeah.
I think let's start with some of the basics. Can you tell a bit more? How did you enter the software engineering industry? And sort of tell a bit more about the beginning of your career.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me there. Appreciate it. Basically, it all started in my childhood. My parents really pushed me into this kind of career. My father taught me how to code my very first programs, and they they were like. Initially, I was doing chess when I was a very young boy.
Okay.
Then they pushed me into math, computer science,
Nice.
physics, all of these kind of things. And this kind of led to me going to university. I was studying computer science and math. Here in university, I was experiencing like a lot of different kind of programming. So studying a lot, experimenting and things was very, very nice. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully, luckily for me, it worked out. I really enjoy software engineering space. I like programming myself.
Nice.
So after uni, I went to internship, and then I went to a big tech company. It's very standard path. In this big tech company, things were interesting. I was solving very, very unusual, interesting problem. We were working on a video streaming department. I was in a team that receives raw signal from camera, processes, so other teams' products can actually show the video, right? And it's very interesting technical problems because you have a signal, somewhere in Canada, and then you have output somewhere in Europe. Signal need to travel through half of the planet, and you think about, does it go under the ocean, onto ocean cables, or does it go to space? And like you are thinking, like, oh, we have a 30 seconds delay. It's insane. It's really bad. It's a very interesting technical problem. But the end product, right, wasn't good. So as I was working in this team that just very low level processing signals, the end products we're using this output are not great. I wouldn't use those products myself. Right, in the big tech, you couldn't do much because of this, like managers on top of managers.
A bit of corporate stuff,
It's very corporate. I was thinking about startups like most of my career, just even when being younger in uni, we tried a lot of hackathons with friends. We're always hacking, doing something.
Nice.
So after that I went to a very small startup. We were like, it was literally very small. And all sides were like around 20 people, not a lot of customers.
What were they doing? What was the app?
It was kind of neobank. It was a modern bank for entrepreneurs.
Okay, cool.
So it was not a big market, but the product was sick, right? And the technically problem was not very interesting because they kind of this modern banking already kind of solved. There's lots of, you can just Google how to build your own bank. But the product was very cool. Right? I really liked that we were in the one room all together, and I can go to anybody. I can go to a CEO and like chief designer and tell to them, I don't like this. Right? I could talk to customers and see their reaction. Every single decision that was made, right, why we do something, not because your manager told you that, but because you actually
needed.
You see the pain of the customers, right? You see what's going on.
Nice.
I really liked it, but again, it was very small.
Okay.
The market was very small. After that, I went to Fuse Energy, which has very ambitious goal. Right, I've been there as one of the very first employees and like one of the first engineers as well. And the goal is very ambitious to become like energy giant, do everything in house, and be like across the globe.
Cool.
Not only be energy supplier, but also build your own solar farms, do batteries yourself, etc. There's a lot of goals, and that really struck me too. I really like the idea.
I was about to ask, is it something that attracted you, like the ambition?
Yes. Because my my first workplaces, right, that I described. One of them, I really like the startup, building product, communicate with customers, but very, very small scale, right? And not very interesting problem. So
Okay.
I've learned a lot there, just like being product minded
Yeah.
and everything. But the scale was very small.
Okay.
Right. So at Fuse, I was thinking that it's kind of combination, and it really was.
Nice.
It's kind of combination of two. The ambition goal, like global scaling. So yeah, I
Nice.
went there.
What a journey.
Yeah, went there. Been there 3 years, and recently changed for another startup,
Yeah.
which is a bit wild thing to do in the sense that I've been very early on at Fuse.
Yeah.
Now it's growing steadily. By this
Yeah.
day, just triple a number of customers in a
Yeah.
couple of months.
That's cool.
At this very insane and cool moment, I decided
Yeah.
to try another startup again.
Yeah,
Start
yeah.
thinking,
So you're
start
looking
building
for
things.
challenges all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, we're at a new place.
Yeah.
We're building a new startup from scratch. We recently got funded, like hiring our first engineers right now.
Nice. That's amazing. That's the second question. So you currently joined Seamflow.
Yes.
So tell a bit more about what you guys do at Seamflow, pretty much.
Oh, I would keep it a bit high level because we want to be stealthy. But my founders, they were researching different ideas, and they really, at some point, they find out that in hardware devices space, there's not a lot of innovation.
Okay.
That like while we have new software coming in all the time, and it's like actually flooded.
Yeah.
Especially now with AI tools and everything, you can a lot of things coming in. It's not happening like that in a hardware space.
Yeah.
Of any sort. It can be like your PC, or it can be airplane, anything. It's much slow, and they find out why, right? And we kind of tackle this problem, right? We really think we can speed up. There's just one common problem in all kind of different devices space, right? And
sounds intriguing. Really intriguing.
yeah, we hope to solve it,
Yeah.
right? And we really think we can kind of disrupt the whole thing,
Yeah.
and speeding up innovation in this space, in the whole hardware space.
Nice, amazing. That sounds really interesting. Actually, I'll learn more about it after the podcast.
It's very interesting.
Cool, great. The next question I have is: so you are a founding engineer in both. You were in Fuse Energy and now at Seamflow. Can you tell me on practice what is the difference of being a founding engineer and just being a hired engineer? Later on?
I would just clarify that at Fuse, de jure, I was a software engineer because I didn't have a title of founding, but
it was
de facto, I was one of the first engineers building a team together with current CTO. The difference is the expectations, right? I think that's why there's title difference, right? If founders wanna hire founding engineer, it implies they want to hire somebody who not only do engineering task, but more than that, who will do set up engineering culture, who will do hiring, who will set up initial team, who will grow the team, who will set up a lot of things engineering wise that are not just coding or like deploying or anything.
Okay.
Right.
Pretty much so pretty much different. Well, yeah, pretty much different expectation on the commitment and sort of, wearing multiple hats.
Yes. Generally, in the startup, you have to wear multiple hats, right? As an engineer, if you join one of the first employee, you will touch everything.
A bit of DevOps, a bit of engineering, a bit of everything.
all possible areas, right? But as founding engineer, I would say you are expected to build culture, build the team.
Yeah,
right?
100%. Cool. Interesting. In terms of also we touched upon this a little bit, but when the startups are that early at their growth stage, at their stage, what are the factors that are actually attracting early hires? Like, for instance, for you, like, what are the factors that actually drove you to the role?
So I think there's two main points, right? The most obvious one is equity, right? The way it works at early startup would give you equity, and later you join the less equity, you will get a lot of people dream how would like to be in NVIDIA and Google 10-15 years ago, right? That's like financial motivation straight away. But there's also a big motivation, I think, career-wise,
Okay.
Because in a startup, you have to do a lot of things where multiply hats, you have to learn a lot.
Yeah.
At Fuse, I learned so much
Okay.
just because there was nobody else to do this. While in a more established company, you go all kind of hats fitted.
Yeah.
So if you need to, you as a programmer creating a service to deploy to actually start using it, you need to go to a person and they will do it.
Get approved and stuff. Yeah.
In a startup, you have to do it yourself. So that's mean you need to understand how it works.
Yeah.
Right. So the way you accelerate your learning a lot in loads of different directions.
Yeah.
I think that's how you become a really good engineer, just because you touch everything, you understand the whole chain, all of it.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing. In terms of your experience, especially when it comes to like probably non-tech founders and like generally people in the management, what do you think the main misconception they have about engineers when hiring them? You know,
Yeah.
is there, such a thing?
With non-tech founders, I think they maybe the one misconception might have is that they don't understand what engineers value. I think they underestimate how important for engineers is to solve big, interesting problems, right?
Yeah.
I think good engineers are kind of problem solvers in mind. They always look for problems, want to just occupy their mind with something.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? And you can't just convince them by money or anything. You need to present them the problem, right? Something fascinating.
Yeah.
I think that's the main point. Generally, the thing is, generally, I think good founders really have a nose for good people in general who would fit.
Yeah.
Right, so there's not much on the hiring stage.
Yeah, makes sense. So you mean that they don't know exactly who they need at the stage, or in which way?
Yes, that's also a thing. That's a good thing you brought up as a non-founding, not non-technical founder. You don't know what you need. You want a product built,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, you don't
just
know
want
exactly.
engineer, right? Then you go to engineering jobs, and there's like 10 different types of them. I don't know, what do you need.
Exactly.
And then I think where your CTO founding engineers comes in, understanding what you will need in the future as well, right? Because hiring such a hard problem process that you always hire for the future. Right?
Yeah.
You need to understand what problems you will solve in the 6 months, so you start hiring now. Right?
Yeah.
And that's for like CEO very hard to guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. The next question I have is slightly related to what we do at Yotewo, and they actually answered it a little bit in the beginning, but I wanna ask a bit more about that. So you guys just fundraised, you guys just started hiring engineers. Do you guys face scarcity of like talented guys to join the company?
Yeah, hiring is hard. It's getting more and more insane, it seems.
Yeah.
The main problem here, right, is that we can't compete on a cash component, right?
Yeah.
So we give equity, and I think it's meaningful equity, but that's a risk, right? It's a risk coming with it.
Yeah.
That's why it can go like 1,000x, because it's a huge risk, and like it. And lots of people do go to like HFT funds, right? When they pay insane salary in cash. We can't compete with it. Usually we're not very sad about it because it means it's not our like culture.
Yeah.
You're not really fit into the startup culture.
Yeah.
But we compete with all those HFT funds and big tech for the very same people, right? Yeah, exactly. Everybody wants great engineers,
the best,
fresh guys from the top universities.
Yeah.
Right. So we compete in the same space.
Yeah.
Right. And it's very hard to find through those people who really
hidden gems.
Who will fit your culture.
Yeah, that's a great answer. And actually, you very carefully approached the next one, because the next one is what kind of engineering culture do you want to build around Seamflow? Because as a founding engineer, it's something that lies on your shoulders, of course. So what kind of culture do you anticipate?
So I really right now we're building very, very first like layer of engineers, very first people, right? Well, the idea here is that those people will be future leaders in the company as we grow, right? As we grow, we expand to new markets. We would need people who will kind of build their own teams, manage their own teams, and understand what needs to build.
Yeah.
That's why right now I really value much on this kind of cultural thing.
Okay.
Right, I would like to hire hardworking and very smart people.
Okay.
That's the very main things I'm looking for.
Okay.
Even if they don't have the best technical skills,
Yeah.
or like they don't have the same technology that we use or anything.
Yeah.
I really think if you are both smart, hardworking, and smart, you will
Smart.
pick it up.
Yeah.
Because we'll work together for years ahead, right?
I agree. Yeah.
You will pick it up. That's the first thing. Secondly, I would try to preserve this open-mindedness and no closed doors. Would like to build what's called Idea Lab,
Okay.
right? Where we present ideas and discuss them without any hard feelings. We battle, we constantly argue and battle on ideas rather than personality.
So
we have no like hesitation
Yeah.
to say anything, right? Even whatever the stupidest idea might seem at first, we need to be open to it.
Yeah, and I think being open to criticism if it comes as well.
Of
So
course.
it's both ways.
Yes.
Amazing. That's really cool. The next question I have is so you guys all operate from London.
Yes.
Why do you think it is a good place to build a startup generally?
So in our particular problem space, as we work with those hardware devices, lots of the companies that work for are from industrial age, because in Europe there was industrial revolution, right?
Exactly.
So there are lots of companies actually from roughly the same age.
Yeah.
So we work with them. That's our clients, right? Lots of clients we have are in Europe.
Yeah.
So for us, it makes complete sense to be in Europe in general, and then London, I guess, is the best city, best place right now in Europe. It's just the biggest startup hub.
Yeah, I agree.
In Europe, it just has more talents, more startups, everything.
Yeah, cool. No, I agree. Outside of the work, you moved to London a couple of years ago. Like, what's your personal sort of opinion on London?
We've moved with my wife 3 years ago. I like London. I really like it. I know, very interesting city. Very hard to describe roughly, but I like
like love and hate relationship always with big cities.
Yeah, it is. London is so huge, and it's so different. It's very different. Just like you can't really describe what London is. Just the whole London is just different. You go one street, you go another street, they're completely opposite.
Yeah,
you feel like in different parts of the world.
Exactly, and I think in reality, like real London is very different from the way the tourists and people all over the world expect it to be. Like, in reality, it's pretty. You need to come here and actually feel it.
I never will go to those tourist places.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Cool. The next question I have is, obviously I have to ask it. It's about AI. So AI is a big deal in engineering now, as being a co-pilot for engineering and stuff like that. What do you think is the actual impact of AI on the whole thing?
I think it's big. Don't think we can measure it. I really don't like when they use AI companies leaders and they're saying like all number of lines created by AI, 80% number of lines created by AI. It's not really meaningful. It's quite weird. But impact is big. Definitely. I personally see kind of benefits for myself. People I work with also, everybody use AI tools. It's a very big shift. There is some hesitation as well. I see on the internet sometimes from very experienced engineers. They're like, I don't do it. I do it all the way. But I also see articles when they're like, I was hesitated at first, but now I get it.
I think it's all about the balance, I guess.
I think I also talk with some very experienced engineers who 20 more years in career than me. And they describe it as a very big change that actually changed how we work with that, right? And they experienced it a couple of times already, right? They were describing to me that 20 years ago, programming was also completely different.
Exactly.
They're changing again right now. It's
like modern frameworks. They change the way things are built.
They actually change how you approach work. For me, it really changed how I approach work.
Exactly.
Now, now I constantly have these two modes in my brain. One mode is what I can do right now myself, and what I can outsource to this AI machine, right? So if I, for example, I go home while I'm commuting home, I'm thinking, okay, I go home, I will open my computer, I will make Claude do the thing while I talk to my wife and do this house thing.
Nice.
Right.
Cool. No, that's really cool. And the next question is also a bit on that. Looking ahead a few years from now, how do you think the actual employment market of software engineering will change, generally?
Oh, it's a tough question because it's very sad. I'm very worried. I'm very worried that, first of all, we are not, I think generally in the space, we are not training junior engineers right now.
Yeah.
From what I read, it's very hard for junior engineers to find a job, which is very bad for the future of engineering generally, right? I'm afraid we will not having enough people in 5 to 10 years, etc. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Secondly, but even more than that, as I was describing already, there's a very big competition for this like top 5 to 10%.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And if I would guess, I don't have any data, but I would guess that those 5 to 10% of candidates of employees, their salaries benefits will grow.
Yeah.
While those 90% will go down. Right?
That's
which I don't know if a good or bad thing, right? Just how the market works.
Yeah.
Maybe we have, there was this big boom in terms of position, and lots of people went to those online courses of anything, right? Maybe it's all right. But generally, I think that's how it's going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, would you say there also like this part of the question is, would you say the market will go more towards generalists or like specialists in this field?
I think generalists, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, so historically, I think the quality, why software engineering is hard job, like not what's the hard, what we are paying for, what's the hardness there, right? What's actually the thing is that you need to stay, you need to constantly learn constantly, right? You
adapt.
You can't just acquire skills in uni and just stay, right? You need to learn new things all the time. You always accelerate, you're always moving. And that's that can be annoying to somebody, I would say, right? and that I think is that you are becoming more and more generalist. You try new things, you constantly learning something new, right? And with AI tools and everything, you now can learn much faster. Right? So I think
pretty much like AI generalists will be sort of the most.
Yes, as you needed to always learn. Now you can learn much faster. You still need to learn a lot all the time. So I think more generalist, but for sure, very unique, like people who understand deeply some problems
will always be.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. And I think just the last question to wrap up, actually. What's one thing you don't like about startup culture? One thing that you
don't like. I like startups, right? I was there for such a long time. I generally speaking like startups who have very strong bias. One thing comes to mind, which is there is competition in places where it shouldn't be, right? Of course, you always compete with companies in the same fields as you are. But what I see is that people compete with random people. Like founders compete with other founders who are in completely different areas. So they're like, they got they raise money.
Funding,
right? We also need to raise money now, right? And
I know what you mean.
And like engineers the same way, right? Or I have this friend working in another company who's also like CTO or something. I need to do this, right? There is this. I don't think it's not only unhealthy, just you make wrong decisions then, right? As a founder. Other than that, I mean, it can get exhausted in a startup,
Yeah.
right? I think it's really a choice.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone. It's a
Yeah.
choice. It can get exhausted.
Yeah. And I think for those people with a mindset who like startups generally, I think it's less exhausting for them, obviously, because they
Yeah.
kind of like this
Yeah.
style of work.
Yeah, I think I'm getting tired to just quickly recover because it drives me. I like it, but I totally understand that it's not for everyone.
Yeah, 100%. Amazing, man. Thanks so much for coming. I'll leave all the links to your LinkedIn and everything in the
Yes, thank you.
description. And yeah, thanks so much for coming for the pod. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.